Good morning, students. As you were doing chapter operations on whole numbers, so today we will discuss its exercise 2.4 in which we will perform division of whole numbers. So first of all, let's discuss its properties of division of whole numbers. First property is the closure property. So what is there in closure property? Suppose I take 18. 18 is a whole number. If I divide 18 with some other whole number, suppose I take 9. 9 is again a whole number. So its answer will be 2. 2 is a whole number again. So that means if I divide a whole number with a whole number, its answer is again a whole number. So we can say that closure property holds good in this case. But if I take 5, 5 is a whole number divided by 10. 10 is again a whole number. But its answer will be 5 by 10. Or we can say 0.5. But 0.5 is not a whole number. So in this case, closure property doesn't hold good. So we can say that closure property doesn't hold good for the whole numbers. Next is division of whole numbers by 1. So if we divide any whole number, suppose if I take 12, 12 is a whole number. If I divide 12 with 1, then the answer will be 12. That means we can say that if we divide any whole number with 1, the answer will be the whole number itself. Next is if we divide any whole number with itself. Suppose I take 5. 5 is a whole number. If I divide 5 with 5, then its answer is 1. That means we can say that if we divide a whole number with the same whole number, then its answer will be 1. Next is division by 0. So if I divide any whole number, suppose I take 8. 8 divided by 0. If I divide any whole number by 0, its answer is not defined, means the answer is not predictable. And next is if I divide 0 with some whole number, suppose I divide 0 with 8, then its answer is 0. That means we can say that if I divide 0 by some whole number, its answer is 0. Then we are having 0 divided by 0, then its answer is again not defined. Now we will study how can we perform division in case of whole numbers. Let's take one example. Suppose I take 125 divided by 5. So how can we perform the division? We will take 125, 5 here. So now 5 2s are 10. Here it is 2, 5. Then 5 5s are 25. The answer is 0. So here the number that is to be divided, that is the dividend. Means in this case 125 is the dividend. And the number that divides, that is the divisor. And answer we get, that is the quotient, and this is the remainder, which is 0 in this case. Next is patterns in whole numbers. So first pattern is triangular numbers. So what are triangular numbers? The numbers that can be represented as triangular array of dots. Like 1. 1 is a whole number and it can be represented as a dot. Then 3. 3 can be represented as 3 dots. 1, 2, 3, which forms a triangle, equilateral triangle. Then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again this is a equilateral triangle. So the numbers which can be represented as triangular array of dots, that are the triangular numbers. Next is the rectangular numbers. So the numbers that can be represented as rectangular array of dots, that are the rectangular numbers. So every whole number can be represented as a rectangular number. Suppose I take 6. 6 is a whole number. It can be represented like this. So this is forming a rectangle. And 6 can also be written as 3 into 2. So it can be represented as this also. This is also the rectangle. So the numbers which can be represented as rectangular array of dots, that are the rectangular numbers. Last is the square numbers. So square numbers are those numbers that can be represented as array of dots. So numbers that can be represented as square array of dots, that are called the square numbers. Suppose if I take 1, so 1 can be represented as square. Then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is again a square. Then 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is again a square. So that means the square numbers are 1 into 1, that is 1. Then 2 into 2, that is 4, that is a square number. Then 3 into 3, that is 9, 9 is a square number, and so on. So the numbers that can be represented as square array of dots, that are the square numbers. Now coming towards the exercise, that is exercise 2.4. Let's take question number 2. It's seventh part I am solving here. So that is 168,350 divided by 25. We have to perform the division of this and then we have to check its result. So we will write here 168,350 divided by 25. So here it will go 25 into 6, that is 150. Here we are left with 18. Then 3. Then it will go on 7. It is 175. Then here it will be 8. Then 5. Then on 3 it is 75. Then 10. Then we will take 0. Then 25 fours are 100. So here the remainder is 0. So this is how we perform the division of the whole numbers. Now how can we check its answer? So first of all we will write what quotient we have got here. Quotient here is 6734 and remainder is 0. Dividend is 168,350 and 25 is the divisor. Now we are having a formula to check that whether we have performed the division correct or not. That formula is, so here I am going to check it. The formula is that dividend equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So here we will check it. So first of all we will write the divisor. So divisor here is 25 multiplied by quotient. Quotient is 6734 plus remainder is 0. When we will multiply these numbers, we will get 168,350, which is our dividend. So this matches with this. That means our division is correct. So this is how we can perform the division of the whole numbers, and we can check that whether we have performed it correct or not. Next, in third question, we are given to find out which of these do not have an answer in the system of whole numbers. So let's check it. First part, that is 8 divided by 0. So does it belong to the whole numbers, its answer? No, because I have already told you that if we divide any whole number by 0, its answer will be not defined. Then its second part, it is 0 divided by 12. Yes, it will, because its answer will be 0, and 0 is a whole number. Then third one is 9. 9 divided by 9. Both are whole numbers and its answer will be 1. So 1 is again a whole number. Then fourth one, 0 divided by 0. But this is not defined. So we can say that first part and fourth part do not have the answer in the system of whole numbers. Then fourth question is, find what Q stands for in each of the following. So here I am performing its first part, that is 56 divided by 7 equals to Q. So you have to calculate the value of Q. So 56 divided by 8, that is equal to, 56 divided by 7, that is equal to 8. So the value of Q is 8 in this case. Then its second part, Q equals to 72 divided by 8. So if we divide 72 with 8, its answer is 9. So in this case, the value of Q is 9. So like this you can perform this question. Now we are proceeding with the statement sums. So fifth question, find A if A divided by 9 gives quotient 5 and remainder 8. So now we are given the quotient is 5 and the remainder is 8, and we have to calculate the value of A. So now we know that A here is dividend. So we know that formula which I have already shared with you, that dividend equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So here dividend is A, we have to calculate the value of A, and divisor it is 9. Quotient we are given 5 plus remainder is 8. So this is 45 plus 8, which is equal to 53. So that means the value of A is 53. Next question we will do, that is question number 7. So what is there in question number 7? In a parking lot, 245 cars had to be parked in 12 rows. Means we are having 245 cars and we are having 12 rows to park them. how many cars will be left out if it can accommodate only 20 cars in each of the 12 rows? Means how many cars will be left if only 20 rows can be 20 cars can be there in each row. So how can we perform this question? So first of all, total number of cars. So total number of cars is 245. Then number of rows. Number of rows we are given is 12. And number of cars in each row, that is 20. And we have to calculate that how many cars will be left. So now again we will use the same formula, that dividend equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So in this case we will take 245 as dividend. So that means dividend is 245. Divisor is 12 and the quotient is 20, and we have to calculate the remainder that we are representing with R, and R will be the number of cars that are left out. Now just solve it. This is 240 plus R. Now here it is in addition, so if we take it to the other side it will become negative. So R equals to 245 minus 240 equals to 5. So that means therefore number of cars that are left, that is equal to 5. Next question is question number 9, in which we are given if the total scholarship of rupees 943,000 is awarded to 82 students in a college, how much does each one get, assuming all of them get equal amounts? Means that some college is giving the scholarship to 82 students and the total amount of the scholarship is 9,43,000. So total scholarship is rupees 9,43,000 and number of students in colleges 82, and we have to calculate that how much amount each student will get if everyone is going to get the same scholarship. So how can we calculate? So scholarship that each student would get, that is equals to 9,43,000 divided by 82. So when you will perform the division in this case, the answer will be rupees 11,500. So each student will get 11,500 as the scholarship. Now coming to 10th question. Here we are given, find the number which when divided by 36 gives 92 as the quotient and 17 as the remainder. So here we are given the divisor, that is 36, quotient is given, that is 92, and remainder is given. The remainder is 17. So that means we have to calculate the dividend. Let's denote it with small d. So again we will use the same formula. We know that dividend equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So here the divisor is 36 into quotient is 92 plus remainder is 17. So by multiplying this we will get 3312 plus 17. Let's denote the dividend with D. So here we have got 3329. So this is the answer. Then 11th question. Write the next 5 triangular numbers that come after number 6. So we have already discussed about the triangular numbers. So first triangular number we had discussed, that was 1, because it was represented with 1 dot. Then second triangular number was 3, because it was represented with 3 dots, and it can also be written as 1 plus 2. Then third triangular number, that will be 6, because it was represented with 6 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it can also be written as 1 plus 2 plus 3. So next fourth triangular number, that is again now it will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So it will become 10, because now you can just check 1, 2, then 3 dots, and then 4. So this is how we can calculate the triangular number. So like this you can find the fifth as well. So it will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So it will be 15. So like this you can solve it, and so on. So this is all for the day. Thank you.